Hello there and welcome. Today's video is going to be a little different. Normally, I pick a topic, I pick an idea, kind of present the problem behind it, and then present the solution. But today, I want to talk a little organically. I want to talk about 3 principles. These are principles I've learned studying the information for over 10 years now, being mentored by arguably the best mentor anybody could ever have. And number 3, from traveling the world. I've traveled over 40 countries in this world, and I've experienced different religions. I've experienced different cultures, different foods, different beliefs, and different paradigms. But the principles of success, the principles to get us to where we need to go, they don't change based on the region or the language or the clothes or the food or the heritage. So I'm going to go through 3 principles today. Really, what makes the difference between, the 99% and the top 1%. Now, these aren't things articulated in a book the way I'm going to teach them today. I'm going to go a little quick because I don't want to get too lengthy with this video, but these are sort of my success principles. These are sort of when I look back, traveling, studying the information, learning from the mentor, these 3 have really been my X factor. Number 1. And if you've been following me for some time, these are going to be a little familiar to you. Number 1, never get caught slipping. You know what this one's about? Preparation. Silent, constant, effortless preparation. It's not about walking around with a checklist. It's not about overdoing it. It's about living in a way where readiness becomes part of who you are. As I traveled and went airport to airport, plane to plane, seat to seat, car to car, just trains, planes, buses, automobiles, you name it, you always had to be prepared. You always had to have everything. It had to be organized and labeled, and you had to be with it and focused, and you could never get caught slipping. Now, as I traveled, this would be my laptop, this would be a phone charger, this would be a portable charger, because you can't lose connectivity when you're walking the streets at 1 a.m. Your phone can't die for navigation. This could be having water with you at all times, or sunglasses, or pain pills, or stomach pain, always being prepared for something that may happen. And as I went through experiences, as I forgot things or didn't have things, I then made the mental note, I'll never not have this again. I'll never be traveling with a migraine and not have, acetaminophen in my bag to help relieve my head pain. I've had a migraine so bad that you just wanted to throw up. And I was just like, never again. So dehydrated. So just, oh my gosh, that now I have water with me wherever I go. Prepared. So, you've got to move through the world like you're ready to win. Not planning to be ready, always ready. You have it with you. You have it. It's the energy. It's the presence. It's the awareness that you're operating with. People won't see it, but they will just feel it. Never get caught slipping. Don't get caught mentally. Don't get caught energetically, not physically. You can't afford it. You cannot afford to forget, to not have it, to have your phone die, to just, we'll figure it out. You'll figure out that you weren't prepared. That's what you're going to figure out. Even with like room keys in hotels, I can't tell you how many times you're going, you're doing, and you got to have that room key. Boom, ready, enter, go. Reasons. On the double, elevator, boom, up, go, prompt, focused, prepared. This was one of those X factors that I had found. Number 2, this one, preferably, personally, the most important for me. Number 2, observe everything. Observe everything. Success loves awareness. I'm not talking vision. I'm talking awareness. This means you're present. This means you're sharp. This means that you're not walking through life with your head buried in the phone. You're not walking through life with noise-canceling headphones blocking you from what's happening around you. And I want to tell you a story right now. Completely changed my life. This situation happened early in my career, and it's why observe everything is number 2 in this video. This saved my life. This didn't change my life. This saved my life. And I implore you, share this with a friend. Share this with a family member. This one principle can save their life. In my career, I have traveled over 40 countries in this world, various continents, and in those countries, I've done citywide tours, going coast to coast, driving throughout the entire country. And I actually started collecting boarding passes, physical boarding passes for every flight, and I would save them, and I made a wall collage. And I started a little late, right? This had to have been maybe 2 or 3 years after I had started traveling. So there were some that I missed. Some I never got the the boarding pass because we had, digital on our phones. And then I stopped after a while. But the ones that were accounted for, I want you to hear this. I accounted for over 450 flights. Documented from check-in, checked bag, get the boarding pass, go through security, wait at your gate, get on the plane. 450 confirmed with physical evidence times. There had to have been over 100 to 200 times that were not documented. So I'm sitting here, this is listen to this, over 500 times. I've gone into an airport, I've printed my boarding pass, I've checked my bag, I've gone through security. I want to take you back to one specific time in March of 2016. I had flown into Brussels, Belgium airport. We had an event there. I was on a Europe tour for a few weeks. Fly into Brussels, Belgium, you go through customs, that whole deal, and it was just an experience. 2 weeks later, you can Google it. I kind of implore you to Google it so you really see the evidence behind this. 2 weeks later, the Brussels, Belgium airport underwent a terrorist attack. And 32 people lost their lives. Bombings. They say a paradigm is changed 2 ways. Number 1, repetition. Number 2, an emotional impact. When the news broke of what had happened in Brussels, Belgium, the image that they showed was exactly where I was 2 weeks prior. Every time I reflect on this story, I always think it just wasn't my time. But that moment was an emotional impact for me. I mean, it was as, oh my gosh, like that could have been me, that you can get. I can't explain how many close calls I've experienced traveling over 40 countries. I mean, that probably was the most predominant to, quote, losing my life. Directly, that airport where I was, 32 other people. Okay. I've been in certain streets in Honduras. I've been in pueblos in Mexico. I've been in drug-infested streets in Frankfurt. I've been followed in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I've been followed in Athens, Greece. What I'm saying, different cultures, different regions, different motives, but the same principle saved my life. Observing, being aware, being attentive, not being in my phone, not being drowned by my earbuds. And again, all these places, different cultures, different currencies, different beliefs, so many things I cannot control. I remember getting in a taxi in South America. You know what I do? On my phone, I navigate to the hotel, so I know where we should be going. Learn that one in my travels. So tell me why 20 minutes into it, we're driving the other direction. You start to get that sixth sense that something's not right. You're not heading towards the city. The hotel's in the city. We're going the other way. You ask the driver, you don't speak that language. So you have this language barrier of, where are we going? Yeah. Sir, no, so you start, these things happen. Can you imagine if I'm just sitting there on TikTok, oblivious to what's going on, and I just enter like a garage, shipping container? This can save your life. In traveling, I mean, we had security in a lot of these places, and I'm so grateful for the information, the guidance that I was given from private security, from working with contractors all over the world. I learned a lot. I was actually referred to this book. It's called Left of Bang. Okay, it was written by a Marine, and left of bang. Bang is the situation. Bang is the event. Bang is the explosion. Bang is the door opening or the door closing. Bang is when it's too late. Left of bang is before the event. Right of bang is after the event. This talks about living left of bang, before the event. Proactive, preemptive measures. That comes from observation. That comes from awareness. Again, I have been in places where you had to figure it out. You had to think on your feet. Your phone didn't work. You lost reception, but you had to remember that street sign, or remember that car, or remember that person, or remember the numbers or the floor or the license plate or the tail number. Or memory comes from awareness. You increase your chances to remember something, how to trace back your steps to the hotel. You got to turn left, then turn right. It was 3 blocks. I remember walking past that bike rack. Then you turn right. These things matter when you're in a foreign country, when you don't know the lay of the land. Never get caught slipping. That's number 1. Number 2, observe everything. Understand that this applies to business as well. People who see more, they win more. Most people miss opportunities not because they're not smart enough, it's because they're not looking. They miss cues. They miss micro expressions in the face. They miss body language communication. Again, observe, be aware. I wonder what, be curious. Not to be evasive, not to be a pain in the you-know-what. Understand people. Observe. Why? Because guess what? People are creatures of habit. Take this gem with you. People are creatures of habit. They tend to do the same things. And you need to be able to observe certain tendencies that are there and maybe certain tendencies that aren't there. Wow, every day this car passes at about this same time. For some reason, something's a little off this morning. Something wasn't right September 11th in some cases. Some things were missing. Things didn't happen the way they should have that day. Being observant. So I'll say this, ending point number 2. Lose the headphones. Stop the mindless scrolling. Start observing. The who, the what, the where. Remember the time, remember the date, remember the location, remember the color, maybe not remember, but just look. Just fancy yourself, because it may be the difference between life and death. Number 3, can't be overlooked. I am an advocate for the information. I am an advocate for studying. I am an advocate for the spiritual side of success. But number 3 has been a difference maker for me. I learned this from an artist that I had been inspired by as I was, growing up in the world of business. And he said, develop a ridiculous, sickening work ethic. Whatever you define that is or as, that's for you. I know people love to talk about work ethic. You got to work, outwork, more action, do. But understand, it's not about working more. You can, right? 14 hours is better than 12 hours. Working more. Okay. I want to make the point for you to make it the point to become more effective. You don't want to work hard at something that's not going to produce the results. Becoming more effective means getting a lot done in a short period of time in a calm, confident manner. You want to be more effective. You want to start early, you want to get it done, and you want to transition quickly. That's the key. You don't want to rush through the project. You want to complete the project, and you don't want to go, that was a lot for today. I'm gonna take a break. You don't want to slow down. You want to transition. What can I do next? What can I take this momentum into next? Okay. Again, it's not about working more, work nights, work weekends, work holidays, work on your birthday, 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day. No, I'm not saying work more, although that can work. You can just outwork everybody. I'm talking about working sharper. I'm talking about being more precise. I'm talking about being more focused. You see, it's not waking up at 5 a.m. to just post on social media, Eric Thomas, and then go right back to sleep. It's not what I'm talking about. It's getting up early because you know there's less distractions at this hour. There's not much to knock you off. Limit the distractions, lock in before the world wakes up. That's being effective. That's making use of that morning time. It's when your mind is clear. It's when you build momentum before the world pulls your attention. So, gym, morning routine, start your days early. You don't have to start them fast. You don't got to wake up in anxiety and like go, 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 because sometimes that could be counterproductive, being very anxious in your mornings. But start promptly. Start with intention. Be effective and transition from task to task very efficiently. Success doesn't respond to laziness. It doesn't answer to emotion. Success answers to rhythm. Success answers to consistency. Success answers to consistency and execution. So again, it's not killing yourself for 12 hours on a Monday and then coasting the rest of the week. It's everyday, high level, optimum levels, amazing, effective. Next day, 1% better. More disciplined, more focused, 1% better. Plant the seeds. And you build this every single day. So I want to end with this, guys. Recap the 3 principles that we went over. Number 1, never, and I mean never, get caught slipping. Number 2, observe everything. And number 3, develop and pride yourself. Have some pride in this at a effective, sickening work ethic. If these ideas resonated with you, if what I've shared today is speaking to you, we have something special for you. This is called the Mindset Reset Masterclass, and it is free. We're not charging you anything for this. So inside this masterclass, it's a recorded video. We walk you through the exact mindset, the exact process used by elite entrepreneurs, used by our inner circle members, used by us. This is what we use on a daily basis. No matter the industry, no matter the experience, no matter the level of income, these principles can elevate your life. Again, this is the exact framework that we use, that we follow, that we teach our inner circle clients, our top level mentorship, and we are giving it to you for free. Most people try to change their life by changing actions. They change their industry, they change the sales, they change the company. That's backwards. You change the identity behind the actions. You change the self-image, the mindset behind the paradigm. That's how you change the result, guys. That is the missing link. Once you have it, everything starts moving forward. So if you are tired of repeating the same day, the same work day, the same work week, the same quarter, the same yearly results that you've been experiencing, our free Mindset Reset Masterclass is how you can make the change. Learn more about this today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't click off this video and scroll to the next one. Just wait. We have our free Mindset Reset Masterclass right now. We will show you how to rewire your subconscious mind for success. So click the link and we'll meet you inside.